talk about ginger because you've talked a lot about ginger for like nausea and digestive benefits, but you and I were looking at some of the papers on it, and it does have a lot of really anti-inflammatory benefits too. So that's kind of cool. We're saying that it's a digestive aid, but also a systemic inflammatory aid, correct?
Yeah, I try to add things into protocols that just have a wide net. So I love ginger because one, it's a natural bitter, so it will stimulate digestive juices. Two, it's an anti-inflammatory, so it's very calming. Three, it's a prokinetic, so it helps the digestive tract empty. Because if you have like some kind of chronic inflammation or gastroparesis, food and acids can sit in there too long and create burning. Four, it helps with coagulability, so it helps with coagulation, so it decreases it, so there's less clotting, so you improve blood flow. It also helps with blood pressure as well. So a lot of, and then also it's an antibiofilm. So if we're using ginger to help with killing, it can actually help strip the biofilm, which are the protective shields that bacteria use to prevent themselves from being killed. So it helps with the biofilms, which allows the herbs we use to be even better. And again, the enzymes we use also help with biofilms too.
Yeah, a cool study here was just saying that in rat models of liver cancer, ginger extract counteracted oxidative stress and inflammatory damage, and it restored levels of superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione, and prevented an increase in COX-2, which is one of those pathways you and I were talking about that like some of the natural NSAIDs work on. Ginger is basically a natural COX inhibitor.
Yeah, it modulates, right? The problem with a lot of the COX inhibitor drugs of the early 2000s, like Vioxx, COX is called cyclooxygenase enzyme 2. That enzyme is also very important for repairing the gut lining and repairing the heart. So if you block it out altogether, like Vioxx did, you can destroy the heart and the gut lining. So with herbs, it tends to more modulate, not overdo it, but bring it down in a modulatory kind of gentle way, kind of like an adaptogen works for adrenals and cortisol and stress. Doesn't
Nice.
shut it down, but it just pushes it in the right direction.
That's an awesome way to think about it. So ginger is an anti-inflammatory adaptogen.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
pretty cool. Okay, let's hit the others too, because there's others we use in blends. How about some of the polyphenols, like the quercetin, the rutin, the resveratrol, the rosemary?
Very
So
helpful.
I talked about Japanese knotweed earlier. The main benefit of the knotweed is because of the resveratrol in it. So
Yep. Japanese knotweed. Yep. That's very helpful.
it's amazing for like rheumatoid arthritis. Like I said, Lyme type arthritis, which a
Hmm.
lot of RA probably is Lyme, but it's been not properly diagnosed. So I love those. I mean, I personally take some sort of that all the time. And, quercetin, I love too. It's in the vitamin C family. I love it because it's a great mast cell stabilizer. So if you are dealing with mast cell activation, in the case of mold toxin or Lyme or Bartonella, Babesia, Auriclia, Mycoplasma, any of these things, even viruses that are triggering mast cell problems, and you have all this histamine out in your system, the quercetin is really going to calm that down. So that's why I love it. And you can do too much of a good thing, but in general, something like 250 to 500 milligrams 3 times a day of quercetin for me is a game changer.
100%.